Jake Paulers. We were talking and just found out some news from these three and Nick. Originally it was just like an offline conversation, like no cameras involved. But when I heard what happened, I was so distraught. I was so in shock. I was so disgusted that I needed to bring this situation to light so that anyone watching can learn from this, so that we can stop this kind of thing together as a community and simply build awareness around it so that this type of thing never happens again. And I hate to be like negative and like weird and like emotional or whatever, but this type of thing, like I said, is horrific. And so basically, and I'll let Meg tell the story and Erica and Anthony because they were involved with it, but the long story short of it is that Meg was assaulted by a man last night who is in the same like community and space as us, and it's not like, if you guys see, like she literally has a bruise. I don't know if you can see on camera, like here, not to be like dramatic, but like she literally has a bruise on the side of the whole entire neck.
So I was out with friends last night and we saw someone that we recognized because he is in our same work, and I didn't really know whether or not it was him at first because he has a girlfriend and he was making out with this other girl that I knew wasn't his girlfriend. So at first I was confused, but then I realized it was definitely him. And we went about our night and I went to the restroom and got lost because I'd never been there before. And when I was leaving, he sort of clotheslined me and put their arm out in front of me and tried to like pull me into the place that they were, into his table. He like put his arm out and like went like this, and I was looking up at him and our faces were really close, and he sort of like was right here.
I feel like it was more extreme than
yeah.
just, I mean
look at the bruise. He literally like dragged me by my neck.
Meg said that you like lost your breath.
Yeah,
right?
like he knocked the wind out of me and like he dragged me by my neck
and
backwards.
He didn't know you, doesn't know you?
I've never met him before. I just know who he is because he's well known in our same community.
Space, yeah.
And I looked up at him and I realized immediately that it was Banks, and so I got away from him and went back to the people that I was with, immediately texted Erica, immediately texted Tony and explained to them what was going on, freaking out, like didn't feel safe to go home.
And Meg, do you want to tell them like why this was so traumatic to you, like why it scared you so much?
I think the like biggest thing here is that it's one thing where it's like internet like random beef between like you and them and like the chance or whatever, but when another human assaults another human for no reason at a
club,
at a night venue, like
but it's the thing is though, like it's not even like internet beef, like he doesn't even know
Meg.
Who Meg is. Meg is behind the scenes. It's not like,
and it just like literally it just so happens that she is like my assistant and like works here. And so what's crazy about this is that if it wasn't her, this message would have never been spread. This type of thing could have like kept on happening. It could have like spiraled into a lot worse things. It just like it like sickens me, but I don't know if there's more to the story.
The reason this was it really shook me a lot is because I was assaulted by an ex-boyfriend before, and he actually like broke ribs and broke my jaw. And so I just think that like the message needs to be made very clear and more clear that like assault in any way is not okay.
And it was very obvious that she called me and she was like scared to be in her own bed in her own apartment. And
I think it's like one thing, and I know like a lot of you are probably gonna be like, oh Jake, whatever. Like it's one thing if you're joking around with someone, like specifically the situation that happened with Tess and I. If you're joking around with someone, you're friends with them, you know them, you're playing a game with them, and it's completely harmless. And Tess and I have been friends for 4 years now, 3 years, I don't even know. And that's a completely separate situation. Like Tessa like laughs about it and jokes about it, but like even something like that like still needs to stop. And like I'm like speechless. Overarching like message here, guys. guys is like, if you ever see this happen, if you ever see a human putting down another human, assaulting another human, whatever it is, like, we all need to rise up and stop it, because this is a big platform that the Jake Paulers, like, we all know how powerful the Jake Paulers are, and so we can use that power for good and use it to spread these messages and to change the world. Like, that's what it's all about. Like, we can make these videos, and like, one of you decides to stop someone from getting assaulted, and that makes the world a better place. And it sucks because, like, this is just like one situation, and there's so much like bigger stuff happening out there. Just today, Barcelona gets attacked, like a terrorist attack. The Martinez twins, like the kids who we all love the most, like they deserve the world, are 20 minutes outside of Barcelona. For all we know, could have been in Barcelona in that exact spot when all of that went down. And so I hate to, like, again, be negative, and there's bigger things going on, but like,
it's scary. Girls, like, how are, like,
Yeah,
being a woman.
It's never okay to touch someone or like assault someone or put your hands on anyone in general, whether you know them, you don't know them. That's just something you don't do. So the fact that he did that to someone he didn't even know, like, what else is going to be done? Like, people like that need to be stopped, and I think this is a very good example of that.
This like video isn't meant to like retaliate or target anyone. It's not about that. It's not about like revenge or like starting drama or beef or anything. It's about how important this message is to get out there, and we're trying to figure out the situation. Nick DM'd the person, and the police are involved. There's proof. Thankfully, there's cameras at this club, and we are going to stop this and have justice and let the police take it from here, and they're the professionals, they can handle it. But like, overall, this situation just sucks. I mentioned it earlier, and I'm becoming better and better at this, guys. I really am. I'm growing as a person, and we here at Team 10 and everyone, really truly everyone, has a responsibility to watch out for people, to defend people, to spread like positivity, to stop these types of things, and use your own platform, whether it's you and your friends or whether you are another creator online watching this video, to use your platform to make change. And every little thing that people are watching on these vlogs is an influence. So I meant it, like, when I said I want to use this platform more and more and get better every single day to kind of teach you the lessons and the things that I have failed on, because I'm not perfect either, but all you can do is grow and get better every day, bro. I'm sorry. Group hug. Group hug.
Oh,
group hug. Group hug. Group hug.
I love you guys.
I guess I'm gonna keep on vlogging. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood. I might see you in a second. Okay.
So to start, the first time I heard about this instance was from Nick Crompton. He DM'd me, and that's here. He said to me somewhere along the lines of, she said she knows you didn't do it on purpose, so she doesn't think that you did it on purpose, but my assistant was at Warwick last night. It's a club in LA. And you were there as well, and she walked by your table and you like clotheslined her or did something, and you left this bruise on her neck. So right here, Nick has lost all credibility. The Team 10 story, their side of the story, for me and for you guys as well, it should lose all credibility. In these situations, when these accusations are this intense and you're being accused of doing shit to this degree, you need to pay attention to every single detail and how everybody's telling the story. It all matters so much. In this DM, you can clearly see Nick telling me that she knows it was an accident. Fast forward to today, and in their video, she's painting me out to be this evil, brutal monster who did this shit all on purpose. Roll the clip.
When I was leaving, he sort of clotheslined me and put their arm out in front of me and tried to like pull me into the place that they were, into his table. He like put his arm out and like went like this, and I was looking up at him and our faces were really close, and he sort of like was right here.
As you guys can see, the DMs from Nick and what she's saying on camera in front of millions of people are two totally different things, and that's a serious problem. And I don't run away from things that I do that are wrong. If I'm an asshole, I'm a asshole, and I'll say sorry and I'll take responsibility for it and I'll accept it. I never thought that anybody could lie about something like this, so initially I responded with, wait, what? Who is that? I've never seen this person ever. I don't remember having any interaction with this person, and this is the first time I had ever seen this human being in my life, and it's a picture of a bruise on her neck, and I'm being told that I caused the bruise. So I responded, I said, oh my god, like, holy shit, like I don't remember doing that. I never saw her, but obviously if I did do it, it was on accident, 100% on accident, and I'm sorry. And I asked for her Twitter and I tried to get in touch with her, to which Nick didn't respond to any of that. Now I'm having second thoughts on even if that's a possibility, even if the possibility of me doing this on accident is possible, because at this point, anything that these kids say or do could be an absolute lie. Like, this is so crazy, because everything else about this, like I said, I'm gonna be 100% honest, and there is a possibility, 100%, it is possible that I was dancing or something. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'5", I weigh 200 pounds, and I'm in there dancing, so I'm turning up with my friends, and there's a possibility that I bumped into this girl, or, you know, like, elbowed her in the neck or something, but obviously this shit wasn't intentional, if it happened at all. I'm beginning to believe that this isn't true. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. I'm going to get these tapes and I'm gonna dig until I have absolutely 100% truth to this and closure on this, because this has me shaken up. The thing that bothered me most about this video is when she said I kissed a girl, when she said I made out with girls there. 100% not true. But before I get into that, I want to say something. Okay, so fast forward all through Warwick. We go to Warwick, I go to an after party with all my friends, and keep in mind, guys, everybody that I went there with is also friends with Alyssa and knows Alyssa, okay? The people that I'm around are all friends with her, they all know her. So, I'll touch on this more and get more into detail about this, but the fact that I made out with a girl, absolutely untrue, didn't happen. If it did, this would have came out a million different ways and a million different people would have had something to say about it. Zero chance. No way. I didn't make out with anybody. She knows that, I know that, everybody there knows that. But before I get into any more detail about that, I want to let you guys know how the rest of my night went. So I remember 99% of what happened at Warwick, and I'm the type of person who can drink, and the next morning I'm not hungover, and I remember every detail of the night before. Thursday morning was not like that at all. I woke up and I was rocked. I remembered Warwick, I went to some after party, I had glimpses of me trying to hop a fence, I cut my arm on some fence, I lost my phone, I was completely incoherent. I was texting Alyssa the whole time while I was at Warwick. We expected her to be there. My friend Alexa, who's gonna be in the video in a minute, that's all we talked about at Warwick. She's like, when's your girlfriend coming? When's your girlfriend? I was like, she's gonna be here any minute, she's gonna be here any minute, she's gonna be here any minute. One of her friends that she came with actually was Summer. She forgot her ID and couldn't come in, so they just left. And I stayed, I was there with my friends. We left, I went to some after party, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was a complete blur after that, and that's so unlike me. I even told Alyssa the next morning, I feel like I got drugged. I feel like I picked somebody's drink up, or something happened where I, like got drugged by something. I've never experienced this in my life. I've drank a million times in my life. I'm 25 years old. I definitely have experience with drinking, and I always try to do it as responsibly as I can, and that's just never ever happened to me. And this is where it gets crazy, because there's a lot of information that has developed in the past hour, and this is gonna blow your guys' minds, okay? So fast forward, Alyssa and Summer finally find me. I don't have a phone, my shirt is ripped up, and they said I was being goofy. I hopped on her car, I was licking her window, I was being crazy, and all the stuff that I texted her, I was just whatever. I don't know what happened after Warwick, but thankfully I remember everything that happened at Warwick. I put that thought of being drugged in the back of my mind, and I kind of just brushed it off because I didn't know if that was possible or not, but come to find out, there was more than just the assistant at Warwick.